Today we're going to talk about what digital nomads do all day. We have to talk about this because people who aren't digital nomads, even people that I tell that I'm a digital nomad to, I've explained my life to, thinking about pickleball friends around their 60s and 70s, still doesn't click in their head that I'm working. Now I'll go there, they're like, so you basically just like hanging out, you're on vacation, you're at the beach, working from the beach. Still everybody thinks you work from the beach.
Working, wink, wink.
Oh yeah, you're working, wink, wink. I mean, to be fair, I am literally playing pickleball with them at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, so they don't know what my hours are,
right,
because they see me in the middle of the day when normies are working. Sure, fair. However, a lot of people think we're just fucking off all day long, and they don't quite get it. So we wanted to have this. We want to have this chat because it's actually a message sent in. We've heard it before a bunch of times, but we actually had a listener send in a question. Marissa, do you have the actual question?
Yes, this is one of our listeners, David. Shout out to you for this recommendation. So he sent a message. We were just going back and forth. He was sharing about the podcast. So we love that you listen. And I asked if he had and for anyone listening, if you want to send us recommendations, we love to answer the questions that you actually have. So feel free to send any emails. If you have like a topic you've been like dying to know or hear us talk about, send it in to hello@beachcommute.com. Those get passed along to us. But David said one of the topics he'd be interested in. He said, can you share more of a look into a digital nomad day in the life? Which I thought was great. Somehow, it's like, I feel like it's come across this. I mean, if you listen to all of our episodes, you'll start to get a feel. But we've never, I don't think, just like straight up said, like, here's what we do from morning till night as a digital nomad working remotely. And I thought it'd be fun, especially because it does really change depending on two different things. One, what sort of geography are you in? So are you in a big city? Are you in a little beach town? Are you in a, just like kind of the size and the place and the type of place you're in? And then also our days and schedules really change depending what time zone we might be working in and when we have to take calls or chat with team members or, just our brains work or we want to respond to emails or Slack messages or whatever. So depending if we are kind of like US or kind of like South America, North America type of time zones versus Africa versus Asia, like it really changes. So we're just going to give a handful of a couple specific locations that we have lived and worked remotely from that give a kind of array of these different things, random locations, some are common, and just kind of walk you through of like morning to night, what does our schedule, like when are we working, where are we working from, what are we doing, what hours, like all the jazz. So yeah, that's where this came from.
That's funny. I was just thinking, how much I like to get these topic ideas and search them on Google and see what content writers are writing about our world.
Did you just do that?
I just did that, yeah.
I love your brain. It works so differently than mine.
It does, I know.
I love this podcast because we think, like, I would never, ever in my whole life think to do that. So what did you find?
Well, I'm always joking about this because, so many pieces of content that you read on the web when you're searching for something are written by content writers and not people that do what they're writing about. I worked at a content marketing agency, right? So we would have to write for clients as ghostwriters, right, as an expert in the field of whatever you're writing in. However, like you're writing about, you're writing about industrial lubricants for giant engineering shops. And you've never seen an industrial lubricant in your life. It's hilarious. We had, oh my God. Some clients were kind of interesting. Most companies are boring as hell. The things that they sell is like, how do you get jacked about that? How do you come up with something to write about industrial Ethernet nodes? Like, oh, kill me. God. So
what are non-digital nomads writing about the digital nomad lifestyle?
So there's one I read that was actually pretty dead on, and I actually don't want to read it because it's pretty similar to ours.
Okay.
So it was in Playa del Carmen, which you're going to talk about, so I don't want to.
Yep.
I don't want to give it all away. But there's a great one here on Reddit. Damaged writes, usually wake up with a splitting headache and all of my belongings stolen by the Medellín prostitute I had a date with the night before. And then
Might not be inaccurate.
And then I
don't know.
For a digital douchebag for sure. Then I go out and buy a new Tom Bin backpack and MacBook Pro. Next I buy a single.
I've never even heard of that.
Next time, I don't know who that is. Next I buy a single small Americano and sit at a small coffee shop for about 8 hours, taking up one of the only outlets and talking loudly to all of my clients clients with my Google Fi service.
Hey, this is really accurate.
I know.
Joe.
Next, I go to the beach and furiously swipe on Tinder and take Instagram.
I'm crying.
And take Instagram photos of my feet in the sand and the sunset while pounding.
I'm actually crying.
While pounding the local hooch. Finally, I go for a swim or surf and then hit up the local nightclub to meet up with my date and start the process all over again.
God. Well, we don't have to do this episode anymore because this Reddit post is... I'm crying. That's actually not that far off.
You know, the first comment on here is gold. The only completely unbelievable thing about your post is that there is no beach in Medellin.
Yeah, I was confused. I thought you said Playa.
It's the only thing inaccurate.
It's true. I had the same thought.
Oh my god, it's so good.
That is some people's life as a day in the life as a digital nomad. The details are chef's kiss, shockingly accurate. This too can be your life if you'd like.
Oh my god, please don't.
It is a lot of people's life.
A lot of people do that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
we need the Bali
version. I feel like I'm gonna.
That.
Oh gosh, can we? We should put that into ChatGPT, like along the way while I'm talking.
Okay.
Can you like
I can
copy
do
and paste
that.
that?
I can do
it
that.
will do it.
Yeah. Okay. You take it first, and I'll get to work.
I wanted you to go first because I feel like you're going to include better details of like things you do in the day that are going to remind me of things that I should say in mine. I feel like you're going to do a better job. Will you go first for yours?
Yeah. Okay. So let's. I guess it would make sense to start in Medellin then, right?
Let's do it.
We're staying on topic there.
For you like there, Jeff.
Okay, so Medellin is noisy as all hell. Like, it is just a noisy city. When you're probably gonna get woken up in the morning, like usually 6 a.m. Things start going, and it would start for me with somebody like raiding the recycling bins out in front of my, just like clanking bottles around. And then
these are good details. I wouldn't have thought to say this.
It's just clink, 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 clink. I remember that specifically because I'm like, what the fuck is that? Every morning I'm like, clink, 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 clink. I'm like, what? What is happening?
The Bali equivalent of that is roosters waking you up.
Roosters.
At 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I get roosters in Puerto Escondido too. Roosters are dumb. I had one that was like 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, remember we had a whole chat about broken roosters.
Broken roosters. The tank top drop.
They're all broken these days. Costa Rica, they're broken.
They're
Santa Teresa, broken.
They're a mess.
They're more broken than we are.
Roosters are in bad shape right now. Big rooster, really slipping. What do we got? Roosters broken? Let me jot it down because I forgot so many of these tank top drops.
We want to put that on a tank top that we'll share with you. Sorry, we are unhinged today. I didn't think we weren't in unhinged moods going into this, but it turned that Reddit post really brought me somewhere.
I've worked a lot this week, and I think this is going to be my outlet.
Good.
Okay, so
this is fun. We like to do this.
Noisy in Medellin. There's going to be some motorcycle going by without an exhaust pipe on it, just exploding through the streets. Okay, so Europe. It's kind of like, it's like a less peaceful Costa Rica, like Las Catalinas. You're up because the sun's up, birds are chirping. Good. Nice way to, it's a little early for me, but it's a nice way to wake up.
Yeah, they're cute.
Clinking bottles is not a nice way to, and screaming motorcycles. Anyways, you're up. So I mean, because you're in just like the same as Eastern time zone, or depending on the switch, you're like 1 hour off of that. So you're kind of just working a normal day. You just wake up and you're like, all right, I kind of got to get to work whenever I'm ready to go, because if you got a job, if you got clients, it's just people are going, like the Slack's going, the email's going, so you just kind of get up and start working. So I'd say like 8, 9 o'clock is generally when I get going. Usually around somewhere in there, and there's a lot of good coffee shops there, and that's kind of the draw to Colombia, is it's just t-shirt, shorts weather, and it's all indoor outdoor stuff. So it's really nice to get outside and hang out in the coffee shops. And I'm already a coffee nerd, and they've got a lot of good stuff and a lot of good options. And just like the digital douchebag, you can go there and suck the energy out of the only outlet for hours and nobody bothers you. So it's kind of a day-long type of thing. I tend to work from coffee shops more in Medellin than I do most places. I work from home a lot just because it's more convenient for me. But Medellin it kind of makes sense because, the apartments aren't usually that great, and I like being in a nice atmosphere, and the atmosphere is really good at the coffee shop. So if there's not too many, calls or anything like that, it's just it's like an easy day. And then I'd say I usually wrap up like around 4. So just your normal office work day for me is basically what it would look like there. And then after that, like there's so many things to do. It's just city life, right? Typical city life. So many things to do. You could spend your entire life looking up restaurants in Medellín, and it would be like you can make a career out of that. There's something everywhere. There's places to go, cool bars. There's even like they're putting in a whole bunch of pickleball and paddle courts there, so you can play a lot of sports. There's just always something to do that's kind of new, and just like typical fun nightlife place to go. And again, really noisy, really busy. Wherever you go, it's just reggaeton, boom, 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 boom. It's all the same tune. It's all Bad Bunny ripoffs. Oh yeah, that kind of shit, just everywhere, wherever you go. Yeah, and that's it. It's just it's just kind of busy. I don't think it's very far removed from what somebody would expect living in like New York or LA or something like that. Just congested streets, noisy, normal work day, same hours, good weather.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, and the thunderstorms come at 2:00. And then they stop at 4:00. Every afternoon you can bank on that. Be inside when you see the first cloud, because all of a sudden it's going to come in torrential downpour.
That's awesome. Well, I was hoping for some details of like, then I put my feet in the sand and I swipe on Tinder. And I think this Reddit post will outdo all of ours. But will you explain the difference if you think about like, just very quickly, not in like too much detail, like what is some more of like your weekend touristy type of activities? And I think it's just helpful to hear the difference, because people think like, oh, I have to go be like a tourist every day. So as you heard Jeff said, the reason I want to point this out is like, you're living there the way it's pretty similar to just a day in the life of like anywhere you were living. You just happen to be there, and then you still kind of have your weekends to do whatever. So you're not like doing crazy touristy things usually.
Yeah. I think Medellín, one of the big draws is you're nearby to a lot of cool stuff that you can do. The weekend trips are great. I mean, it's just endless. A lot of people go to Guatapé, which is like this big lake surrounded by mountains, which is really, really pretty. Usually you get like an Airbnb, hang out with some friends out there, maybe party on the weekend a little bit, go out on a boat. And there's Peñol, which is known as the rock, the big rock. People climb to the top of that thing. There's also Salento, where Diego cries when he looks at coconut trees or
palm trees.
Palm trees. I like coconut
on the palm trees. I do too.
Coconut trees. That's
the tallest palm trees in the world.
They're huge. It's beautiful. It looks so out of place in this valley. The Valle de Cocras, really cool. Yeah, Guatapé, Peñol. You can go up to the coast in Santa Marta if you want to, do kind of a crappy beach in really hot weather. Palomino is a little better, a little hippie town closer to Venezuela, but cool beach up there. Sandals, shirt, kind of vibe. It's more of like a PE type of vibe. You can go to Bogota. I don't know why you would, but you could. It's not great. You can go to Cali. And all these things are like, they're flights, but they're only like a max of 1 hour away. Most of them are around like half an hour away. And there's a lot of places you can drive too. You can just drive up the valley of, up the ridge of Medellín, because it's in a bowl. And there's like a whole bunch of really cool Airbnbs that look over the city that are, as soon as you get out of there, you're kind of in forest, and it just looks over the city, and just spend a weekend looking over the city up in, sky hammocks and stuff. So yeah, there's just endless amount of things to do there on the weekend. So that's aside from Tinder swiping and potentially getting drugged, it's definitely a risk. You read about that a lot from passport bros that are going to Medellín.
Yeah. It's like I always say it's one of the few places that like males have to be more careful. That it's like males, I feel like finally get to feel what we feel like as females everywhere else in the world, where it's like the women are the ones who are like drugging the men and like have people who will take your money. Oh yeah. People
it's showing not a up dead.
I'm sorry, but I always just feel so that's not good. But I always feel so validated that their men finally are like, oh, like this is what you guys feel like as females all the time. Like, yeah, it's welcome.
Just on guard. It's not. Yeah, it's not a good thing.
That's real.
I have Bali.
That's helpful. So, oh, you do as you're saying. I just want to say, but right before you read that, I just wanted to say it was like if you're listening, hopefully it's helpful for you to hear that it's like, yeah, there's a million things to do on your weekends, kind of in that more touristy vibe, and that's the point of nomad life. It's like you kind of have a very regular, Monday through Friday. Wake up, you work, you go to a cafe, you meet some friends for dinner, go to sleep, do it again. But then you get like the weekends to have the more fabulous day in the lives, and that's what you're usually seeing on Instagram. But what does ChatGPT give the equivalent of Bali for that Reddit post?
Since I've never been there, you have to give me the.
Okay.
If this is real. Accurate. All right. Wake up to the soothing sound of 13 roosters, 7 motorbikes, and your Australian neighbor doing breath work on the shared balcony at 6 a.m.
100% accurate.
Okay. Your head hurts, not from alcohol, but from the ceremony gong the homestay family started hitting, because there's literally always a ceremony. Realize that the power went out at 3 a.m. and your AC died, so you're sweating like a warm croissant.
I haven't had that issue. Sometimes.
Reach for your hydro flask. It's full of room temperature electrolytes. Stumble to your outdoor bathroom where you meet your daily gecko Gary, who judges you.
100% accurate.
You scooter to work with one hand while dodging dogs, potholes, and entire schools worth of children who walk directly into traffic like NPCs.
Yes, except I use 2 hands because I'm not a one-handed driver yet.
Yep. You arrive at your co-working space, with is actually a cafe that hates laptops, and order the signature drink, iced matcha lavender oat milk spiritual alignment latte.
This is too real.
Settle in, immediately sweat through your shirt, and open your laptop, the Wi-Fi, 2 megs, 2 megs down.
Wi-Fi's better, and laptops are accepted.
Okay. The guy next to you, hosting a mastermind, loudly.
For sure.
Pretending to deep work while actually Googling how to fix Bali belly without admitting I have Bali belly. I don't know.
Bali belly is equivalent of like food poisoning. A lot of people go to Bali when they first get there before you adjust to the food. Same as like I feel like people get it in like South Africa. It's just Mexico. Like it's just kind of like a rite. I never get it. I don't know. Luckily, but somehow it's like a rite of passage. You go there, you get kind of like food poisoning, stomach upset, and then you survive and move on.
Yeah. Okay. It's rite of passage, just like Mexico. Got it.
Yep.
Lunch is at a warung, Warung.
Those are like local Indonesian restaurants.
Oh, okay. Where you eat nasi campur that might change your life or end it. Hard to know.
Yep.
Cost $2. Price of the activated charcoal detox smoothie, $9.
Accurate.
Hit the beach for a quick break, where it's usually actually 3 hours of trying to surf. A shirtless German named Leon tells you to feel the water with your soul. Take sunset photos of your feet, non-negotiable. Edit them with a transcendent nomad glow and write a caption about choosing freedom.
I mean, not wrong.
Almost done. Dinner is a vegan place run by a guy named Sky, who's never left Ubud, but speaks as if he personally founded Buddhism. He sells homemade cacao for $35. Nighttime, ecstatic dance, a sound bath with a girl named Sage, who is 23 and calls herself a trauma-informed somatic coach.
These are all accurate. I have done ecstatic dancing in Ubud on a Friday night.
A beach club playing 2010s EDM at 300 decibels. Flirt with someone from Copenhagen who says they're not looking for anything serious, but also emotionally available, but also not emotionally available.
These are too good.
Scooter home at midnight in the rain, soaked, dehydrated, questioning life, dodging the same 7 dogs, and praying the giant frog in your shower doesn't leap onto your face again.
I should I need to send this email out, or if I could pull these up fast enough, I have pictures of like giant geckos and like this little in my bathroom, and then a little frog. He lived on my on the little doorknob. I tried to open the door from the bathroom from the outside going in. I was like, oh, I got something squishy. It was like this little frog.
Oh no!
He just lived there for. I love frogs. I think frogs they're cute, but he just kind of lived there for a couple days. So it's that's so accurate on so many levels. So if you're wondering what a day in the life in Bali is like, that is not inaccurate.
And then to close out the night, fall asleep grateful, ungrounded, overstimulated, and unsure if your visa is legal.
I mean, nailed it. I feel like ours aren't doing it justice because these are too good.
Maybe you're right. Maybe
we should just have it write all of them for us. You should like go back while I'm doing. Well, maybe I'll have it do the ones that we do. We can read them at the end if they're good. With that, they're really fantastic. Those details are like spot on. Okay, I'm gonna do Playa. It won't be as good as the details. I'm sorry. ChatGPT is more clever than us today with this kind of stuff. But okay, so for Playa del Carmen in Mexico, I wanted to do this one because it's kind of like a North American time zone. It's like Jeff says, sometimes the same as Eastern, like New York hours, depending on daylight saving time. Sometimes or maybe it's always an hour or two different. Can't remember. But anyway, it's more or less kind of like that similar time zone. So everyone there, you kind of usually live in apartment buildings. So there are all these like modern, not all modern, but a bunch of like modern apartment buildings. So it's not as loud, mostly because you're up top, but depending on what floor you're on, you can certainly get woken up by I don't know if you have this in other places in Mexico, Jeff, but like that loudspeaker, like government announcement. Sometimes if there's like elections or something going on, I feel like there's always trucks going by, like with some giant microphone. It's like you'd hear at a sporting event, but they're just on the back of a truck, like driving down the street. And
Yeah.
like, motherfucker, like what are you saying? Why is this so loud at 9 a.m.? This is not necessary. Usually I'm up before that. If you're on a higher up level, it's quiet, and it really depends where you are. So yeah, for me, and again, this is really different. I feel like just depending on what your work schedule or life, like some people like to work out in the evenings, some people are mornings. I haven't had a traditional like 9 to 5 in a really long time while I've been working. So I'm able to kind of like block, my brain does not work well in the morning. So I like to go do my exercise and like just kind of like get that out of the way and then work a little bit later in the morning. But I want to share a couple different things that I will kind of alternate in the morning and day in the life in Playa. So when I was there the first time, a lot of the mornings I would go boxing at 8 a.m. with a couple of friends.
That's early for you. Oh my.
I know. I think I did it. I was there with our mutual friend, Ryan Kane, and Cam. I can't remember which. They had like I think it was Cam, had like calls at, I don't know. I think it like started at 9. He had like a very traditional 9 to 5 or whatever. Yeah. I think he had a call at like 10 a.m. every day or something. So we would go early.
I think I ever saw Cam work.
That's what do you mean? I worked a lot.
Well, in Costa Rica, I think all of us worked about 1 hour a day and drank about 9 hours a day. We were
day in the life of Costa
on
Rica.
one. Oh yeah, that was.
You're Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Depends. Your schedule might depend who you're with, what you're doing. So you were a typical nomad, not a typical,
not my moments.
Stereotypical moment of living in the beach and not working, Jeff. So they're not wrong about you. But yeah, so anyway, we would do early morning boxing, and it was this like super local boxing gym that was like a 5-minute taxi ride. It was like it was, I don't know, it was this place that my friend had found that was just it's like very local Mexican neighborhood. It was this like amateur Mexican boxer who turned his like garage into a boxing gym. I'm obsessed with it. So anyway, I might do that. Some mornings I would actually wake up early and play sometimes. Sometimes I would go to sunrise stand-up paddleboard. So also like hated ever waking up so early, but sometimes I can't remember. It was like I think I'd wake up around 5:30 or 6 if I'm remembering correctly, and maybe get out paddleboarding by like 6 or 6:30. I can't remember the exact time now. This was like a rare occasion because it's one of those things that you like absolutely do not want to do. And you start going out paddleboarding while it's still kind of like dusky dark. And as you're going, the sun, so in Playa, so where you like to go in Puerto Escondido, you get sunsets. In Playa, there's no sunsets. You only get sunrises. But you go out,
you're on the east. Yeah.
You're on the east coast there. And so the sun, like you're like out paddleboarding as the sun rises. And it's like the most magical thing. And then you come back and you feel like you've already like had 5 hours of a day.
That's
and you've
great.
Like, been in the ocean, you're grounded. Like it feels fantastic when you're done. I don't like to be up that early, so it's not. But anyway, it's just cool to know that like, I mean, I wouldn't be doing that in Atlanta. I'm not like sunrise paddleboarding to watch something rise over the ocean in Atlanta in the morning, you know? So anyway, I think it's like helpful to kind of feel what life can be like in different places, or like going to a really Mexican local boxing gym where it's like the best place I've ever been.
That sounds like my jam.
You would love it.
100%.
I have to take you there sometime.
I would
gonna play
love
with me?
that. I'm gonna play. Yeah.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
Done. Let's go play.
That might be the
so
solution because I need something short.
Different?
Yeah, easy and short.
Yes, let's chat after this.
All right.
I've been on the fence. And then also there's this track in Playa that's like the boxing gym and this track are my two favorite places in Playa. I just like love, it feels to me like high school sports, but it's a really special place where it's like right in the middle of the town, and it's owned by the government. It's it's like not privately owned, so anybody can go and use it. And at any given time in the morning or the evening when you go to this place, there are like hundreds of people just being active and social. There's like there's like 2 tennis courts. There's all the plyometric like gym to like outdoor equipment. And then there's people who are doing like sprinting track workouts or like hit workouts together, or it has like the big bleachers, like the football high school stadium. People are like running the bleachers and doing all these workouts and like climbing ropes, and there's a basketball court.
Oh.
Yeah.
Our boxing coach would send us up and down those fucking bleachers. Oh my God.
I didn't know you were such a boxer.
No. I boxed for like a year.
Oh, okay.
Like years ago.
It. Yeah.
Maybe
it's so fun.
20 years ago. Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
It was great.
Yeah.
He didn't even let us put on gloves for the first like 4 weeks. He's like,
yeah, you're just like,
you're not even gonna be able to land and stay in the ring. You're gonna have to. You're not even fit to box.
Yeah.
Like, oh, great. Here we go.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just like a really active place. So I like to walk, do just like long walks sometimes in the morning too. So I'll go and like either walk the track, or there's really awesome pathways down what's called like Fifth Ave, and then it goes like way down, so you can walk like an hour there, an hour back. Like it just, I don't know. It's a very active, warm, happy, vibrant place. So I like to start my day doing something like that there, and I sort of alternate between like so many different options, and that's just like barely scratching the surface. There's a million more things of like gyms, exercise classes, like all sorts of stuff. So there's that. After that, I'll like come home, eat, and then I either will work from home for a while, or if I'm just like kind of feeling like I don't want to be at home, sort of like you said in Medellín, I'll go. There's a bunch of cafes in Playa that are acceptable to work in, and
Nomad cafes.
Yeah, there's always like nomads around. You'll run into like 17 people walking down the street or like at the cafe you're at. It's just like the town it's a touristy town, so you kind of get like vacation vibe, but also like nomad-y vibe. It's just like if you want positive energy, I don't know, you just kind of walk out in the street and you get it there. And the cafes are, I don't know, it's like a nice thing. So I'll either work from home, work from a cafe. I'll usually like mix it up a couple hours of each, maybe do calls back at home. And then in the evenings there, I feel like I'm usually out of my apartment somewhere. Either there's like volleyball that happens most nights, or usually there's like so much social stuff there if you want. So I'll like meet up for dinner with friends, or there's like nomad meetups, or like I know people, static dance was like ChatGPT making fun of, but there's like that going on. There's like Zouk, like there's different just like dance, or if you like to go out dancing, or if you're someone who likes happy hour or drinking or parties, like there's always something to do in the evenings in Playa. And then just go home, go to bed, and do it again. So that's a day in the life of Playa. Playa del Carmen in Mexico.
Should we run that through ChatGPT or Tulum?
Oh, to do Tulum.
Tulum? Okay.
I like kind of want to know both.
All right, I'll give you Tulum, the land of ayahuasca, overpriced smoothie, and men named River. Wake up at 7 a.m. in your eco hut where the walls are made of vibes and bamboo. Your electricity's been off since midnight. Realize that you have sand everywhere, but you haven't been to the beach in 3 days. It doesn't matter. The sand finds you. You step outside, immediately inhale 3 pounds of humidity and sage from your neighbor's morning cleansing ritual. They're chanting something they learned from a YouTube shaman named Kevin. You scooter into town. I don't know this one either. Scooter into town. Helmet. Darling, no. Dodging cenote tourists and influencers filming slow motion hair flips in the middle of the road like wildlife that's lost fear of cars. Arrive at a cafe where the Wi-Fi is advertised as strong spiritual connection. or the Nomad Classic, matcha plus chia bowl plus ceremonial cacao, $43. Sit down to work but can't because the DJ is already spinning deep house at 10 a.m. The waitress keeps explaining how the cacao is healing your inner child, where you're just trying to reply to a Slack thread. Go to cenote to clear your energy at noon. You float in the cool water while tourists with GoPros swim aggressively next to you. And a French girl named Oceane explains how she's been off-grid for 11 hours and it's changed her life. Oh, God.
There's more. You have to do playa after this, too.
Okay. There's a lunch at a beachfront restaurant where the menu is 90% adjectives and 10% actual food. Sacred jungle bowl, local sustainable, ethically aligned quinoa awakened under the sun goddess. Does this check it out? It's so funny accurate. To me, but I don't know.
It's 100% accurate. 99% accurate.
Oh my God. Okay. As the sun sets, you join another ecstatic dance group, an event that looks like a cult initiation, choreographed by someone who ate too much psilocybin. You move your body like a confused jellyfish while a guy named Panther beats a drum and whispers, "You are stardust."
These are so accurate. Except that a static dance is not choreographed. It's like the whole point is to do your own thing. Everything else is accurate.
You go to a jungle bar where the drinks are $27 and the floor is sand and everyone is barefoot and sweating. You meet someone from Sweden who says they're a crypto healer. You pretend to understand.
Crypto healer.
You drink 2 mezcalritas, feel your soul leave your body, and dance under lights powered by a generator that might explode. You scooter home, inebriated, under the stars, avoiding potholes could swallow your entire family lineage. Fall asleep to the sound of jungle insects, distant bass, and your roommate chanting affirmations. I welcome abundance. I welcome clarity. You welcome air conditioning, which you don't have.
This is so accurate. David, this is what you were looking for?
I didn't think we were going to veer off into the stereotypical. But I mean, this is pretty
it's helpful to know both, because if you've ever wondered what places are really like, these are real. These are accurate. Give us a quick what's playa, and then we'll let you do your next one.
All right. Playa del Carmen, aka Costco meets chaos meets Cocobongo.
That's accurate. Nailed it.
Wake up in your condo where the walls are thin enough to hear your neighbor's entire life story, including their 6 a.m. CrossFit session and their emotional breakup with Mateo last night.
These are so real.
Check your phone. 17 WhatsApp messages from Nomad group chats. Oh, that's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 warnings about sargassum. Sargassum.
That's the seaweed, like the bad smelling seaweed that's sometimes in playa and sometimes not. Yeah. Oh,
okay. A voice note from a friend saying, "Bro, have you tried the cenote where you float in silence and cry?"
Yeah.
Feels so tacked. You shuffle to your rooftop pool, which is simultaneously the best part of your apartment and the most crowded. It's 8 a.m. There are already 14 people taking sunrise selfies. A Canadian couple.
I'm gonna say I fucking love the sunrise. The pools on the rooftops. There's a lot of pools on rooftops there, but there's almost never anybody there. So that's the only inaccuracy. Is like they're empty. You go up there and you often have it to yourself.
Oh, okay. All right. So maybe a misread here. And then you scooter over to your favorite cafe. You know, the one that pretends it's in Brooklyn and plays Bon Iver, Iver, at 9 a.m.? Don't know what that is. The Wi-Fi works until a Brazilian guy starts a Zoom call that uses half the bandwidth of the Yucatan. At around noon, the heat turns sideways into lava tiles, so you dash into any... Oh, turn sidewalks into lava tiles. So you dash into any air conditioning building like a feral raccoon fleeing daylight. Usually a mall. Playa loves malls. Everything is a mall. Even things that aren't malls somehow become malls. Is that true?
Yeah, there's some accuracy. There's a lot of like little just like walk-in restaurant shops, but there's like a couple of mall and mall-like things. That's fair.
Okay. Everything is El Pastor tacos. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Or Nomad food, one or the other.
Yeah. Okay, afternoon work session. You head to the beach for inspiration, which means answering one email while sweating through your shorts. The sargassum is either non-existent or piled high like the Great Wall of Brown Seaweed.
Yeah, you never know which it'll be.
Gross. A tourist asks you if you know where Senor Frogs is.
Yep.
You pretend you don't speak English. Okay. Sunset is the golden hour. Fifth Avenue turns from cute tourist street to Times Square wearing flip-flops. You weave through crowds of Italians, families with strollers, someone selling you a bracelet, someone else selling you vibes, spirituality, or a powder.
They will try to sell all the drugs if you walk down Fifth Ave there. to any white looking male, they will just be like, or American looking male.
All right,
I'm
gonna stay out of there. Dinner is sushi because Playa del Carmen has a bizarre amount of sushi restaurants for a beach town in Mexico. You tell yourself it's fresh. It's not fresh. It still slaps. Nighttime rooftop party where nobody swims. Beach club where the drinks are $18 and the DJ plays Bad Bunny remixes exclusively. Co-working space, night session where everyone pretends that they're working, but they're actually just there to flirt. Coca Bongo, I don't know what that is, which feels like Cirque du Soleil got hit with a Red Bull truck.
It's like a really touristy, kind of like a Senor Frogs, but like a nighttime show dancing. It's a weird place.
Okay.
But it's like the thing to do there. There's like a line out the door. It's super touristy.
Okay. You walk home after the party, weave past two drunk spring breakers singing Pitbull songs, dodge a puddle that might be water but probably isn't, and pass a guy selling street corn at midnight. You buy the corn, you regret the corn, you still finish the corn. And then you fall asleep. Distant sound of music, muffled arguments, the hum of air conditioning, and the knowledge that you will absolutely do this again tomorrow.
Nailed it.
On
Better
brand.
than I did.
Good.
So there you go.
I like these.
That's what it's like. These are funny. Oh my gosh. Well, now you have a mix of very cliche things that are like actually happen in these places and what Jeff and I actually do in these places. All right. Well, what's next on your list?
Okay. Next on my list. What have I got here? We're going to go to Cape Town. First time we're changing big time zones, right? We haven't gone across the Atlantic yet? We're just,
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. We're going across the Atlantic. Cape Town. Okay, so typically, even for me, and I'm more of a recovering morning person. Recovering as in I don't wake up with extreme anxiety that I'm not working yet already. Now I'm just like, get to it when I get to it. Cape Town, it kind of forces you to do that because none of your friends are working until like late in the morning. So everyone's just, for the most part, working. Or, oh yeah, some people would, oh yeah, Coco started at like
2
4
p.m.,
or
3
5 because she's working till like 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah, some of the people on like
if you're working
Pacific
actual 9
Coast,
to 5
yeah.
US hours.
Oh yeah, you got weird hours. I'd probably start around like 11. So the morning, maybe even later. But so the morning would give me an opportunity to do something, usually something physical. Like I'd go for a run down by Seaport or go for a hike up any of the amazing trails you've got there. There's a lot of paddle there too, and that's kind of the only time you want to go because like January, February, oh my God, you just get roasted in the middle of the day. It's kind of like I would typically just avoid going out around like 12 to 3 because it's just so damn hot. So that time would just be working in a cafe or my apartment or something and just avoiding the sun. And then how late was I work? I would work until like 7, 8, something like
That's
that.
not bad.
It wasn't too bad, but I wasn't working for a company. It was just working with you guys and doing some consulting stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I might as well work because nobody else was doing anything yet. Everybody else is working late. But then it was fun because the sunsets there, oh my God, they're so good. It's unmissable.
Epic.
Yes. It's, Costa Rica. It's like, it's almost like your anchor point. Like sunset happens now. You just finish doing what you're doing. You go do your sunset somewhere. And kind of couldn't go wrong. My apartment had amazing views of the sunset. They just go for like an hour and a half. It goes down, goes back up, goes down. It's like, it just didn't stop. There's like a lot of cool places to go. We would go down to, where was the place downtown that you'd hang out? There's a few cool spots at night. There's like a market. Did you ever go to that market at night?
Yes, in Greenpoint?
Yeah. That was cool. It was like Wednesday markets, I think. That was really cool. They had a whole bunch of stands and you get food there. You get drinks. You can like buy stuff for your house. They had so much biltong there, which is like South African beef jerky type stuff. Yeah, just a lot of, because, you've got the cool thing about it. You've got the combination of all the nature and like hikes and trails right in Cape Town. And then you've got like kind of a big city vibe as well. I don't know if it's big city. It's definitely city.
A
A lot of stuff to do. Yeah. A lot of stuff to do at night. And then just typically wrapping up pretty late. I mean, I don't think I was going to bed until like 12 or 1 in the morning or so. I don't know. You just change your clock a little bit. We're both going to do this one, right? So how does yours differ from mine?
Mine's, I don't even have much more to say. It's almost exactly the same, of like kind of like walking or hiking or doing something active in the morning. Because I also, it's like, again, even working for myself, but like maybe you were on an Eastern time zone that I was trying to like keep up with, or Western, I mean, if I was like farther east. But yeah, I feel like my work hours shifted. I would probably start around like 12 or 1 p.m. So I just spent the mornings being like active, working out, doing something, and then find a co-working space or cafe to like work for a few hours, just because, I don't know, I like to get like out of my house there. And there's like, I just feel like there's so many cool cafes and everything's really inexpensive food wise there. And everything has like such beautiful views. So it's just nice to kind of like get out and about. And then, yeah, everything kind of shifts later. I feel like I would work from home. I would like go out to dinner with some friends or eat dinner home or whatever. And then kind of like work a late shift again to try to catch up with some people on US hours or a different time. So yeah, very similar. But Cape Town's cool just because there's like so much nature. And like, I know I have like friends who, anytime anyone's in Cape Town, they're just posting, it's like these epic hikes that you would only see. I feel like if they're posting, I guess I'm like watching it now, but we've done it too, that you would do. I feel like people go like on their honeymoons to go like do these hikes and, or like this one time epic vacation to go there and do all of, these hikes with these views. And they're like, it's Tuesday morning, I just did this hike, and you have time. It's not like you have to wake up at like 4 a.m. to go do it. It's like, oh, you just kind of like wake up at 8 or 9, do your hike, come back, and like you still have time left before like that your time zone of work kind of needs to start. So it just there's something free about having that morning time to like do exercise, and you're not missing out or feeling rushed or feeling like you have to start really early. I like that.
Yeah, Cape Town ChatGPT got a few things I missed. Waking up in the morning and figuring out what to do with your life because it was load shedding and you forgot. So I don't think they have load shedding anymore, is what I hear, but they had a lot of load shedding. For those of you who don't know, there's not enough power in Cape Town, so they'd shut it off. You'd have a blackout like 2 or 3 times a day. In
different neighborhoods. They'll do different neighborhoods at a time intentionally to like save powers. And you get warnings ahead of time though, if you do pay attention. So it'll be like,
it's all
zone
on
7, like you don't have power from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And so you kind of, oftentimes it is a valid point of Cape Town. You have to like, or had to anyway, you had to like plan your day around like, okay, 11 to 1, I'm going to make sure I'm at a cafe that has a generator and won't lose power, or like go to a different neighborhood that isn't losing power at that time. And then I'll come back home later when I have power to work. It's like kind of funky in that way.
Yeah.
It annoyed me. I don't know how people love it as much as they do. Like it was hard to manage, I thought.
Yeah, it was kind of tricky. It meant you had to constantly find places to work because of the load shedding. It's just it's kind of annoying. Apparently that's not as much of a thing, but you have to like scramble around. Also in here it says you Uber home with your head on a swivel like the most paranoid meerkat alive. Forgot about that.
Yes.
Another section in here where you're walking around town clutching your phone like it's your firstborn baby.
It will get snatched otherwise.
It'll get snatched otherwise. Sunset is holy time.
Keep that phone hidden.
Yeah. Sunset is holy time. Camps Bay glows like the universe turned up the saturation. You love that. You take 47 photos of the exact same thing and post one with the caption grounded. But I've taken so many photos there.
To watch like in Cape Town. I think it's fun. A lot of people will gather in the evenings of like these viewpoints. It's not just like, oh, let's just go, I think in Costa Rica we're like, oh, well, I'll just gather on the beach and watch sunset. But there you can go to these epic like up high viewpoints that people will just kind of sit on rocks together, or, like bring food or bring a drink and walk. It's like it's like social but cool. I don't know. It's awesome.
It's really good. Yeah. There's just so much to do there. It's a great spot. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
I'll probably end up there again sometime. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for that one. What do we got next?
Okay, the next one I'm going to do is Mauritius. So this is like, I feel it's technically part of Africa, but I feel like it kind of gets into like that Africa-Asia-ish time zone. It's kind of like halfway between Africa and Asia, a little island like in the middle of nowhere off of Mozambique, kind of between like Mozambique and in India. You have to like zoom way in on the map. It's a tiny little island. So this really is often like honeymooners' destination, but I went and worked there for a month. I did a Wi-Fi chapter there, so there was like maybe 20 of us working the nomad life. And the people that I was there, I could work any hours, but the people who I was there with, almost everybody was working kind of like US, New York-ish hours. So they would start their days around, I want to say it was like the time zone, it was around 4 p.m. Most people were starting work and they would work till like 2 or 3 a.m.
Oh, that is super east. I didn't realize it was that far. Like, it is the same as Iran and some of the stands.
It's far.
Yeah.
I never looked at a map like that way. But yeah, it's like almost like towards Sri Lanka, like India. Far, you know what I mean? It's like in the middle of the ocean, but like off of the coast of Africa. It's technically part of Africa. It's like the literal middle of the ocean of nothing. And it's a pretty far time zone. So with that, what did my day look like? I would sleep in, and one of my favorite things, it was kind of like Cape Town-ish in this way, but the group that I was with, there was a girl there who was really good at finding like epic hikes, and the hikes there are insanely cool. You like scramble up these like Dr. Seuss looking mountains that kind of like come to a point to their heart, and there's like waterfalls.
That sounds awesome.
It's awesome.
I would
Some
love
of the hikes,
that.
Especially in your new hiking phase.
Yeah.
It's like some of the best hiking anywhere.
My hiking chapter.
Yeah, and we were with, do you know Kelly Downing? I feel like you do.
We met her in Bolivia. She's on our chapter.
Yeah, she was on our chapter. I was like, why? I know you know Kelly. So yeah, she was, she's like super organized hike planner. She just like, and I was this is why it's fun to travel with people who are good planners. Cause like, I would have been like, oh yeah, maybe I'll do a hike. Where should I go? I'll just find some random little thing. She was like, all right, here's like the 9 hikes we need to do this month.
Oh my God. She was so organized.
So organized. It was like, here's the level of difficulty. Here's how long it will take. Here's what time we need to leave. If you need to be back by this time, we're going to get brunch at this spot afterwards because I've been wanting to go and it's on the way. And I was like, praise you. Like, I would never do this on my own.
Yeah.
I like to do it all. I just don't like to plan it. So that was super cool. So we spent, I feel like usually every Tuesday, Thursday morning, we would go on these like insane hikes that again, you're like only doing on your honeymoon. People would come back, go get lunch, chill. And again, the price to pay for that is a lot of these people are like working super late into the night. So that's not fun or easy. So don't think it's all glamorous. They're also up at like 2, 3 a.m. on calls, like wanting to not be, like just wanting to be asleep. So, I feel like it's not sustainable long-term to do that and work those hours, but for like a month or two here and there, it's actually pretty cool because you get to do things like all week that are insanely cool and use your daytime hours. So anyway, we did that some of the mornings. Like every now and then we would go on like a morning boat and swim with whales. Like on a Tuesday morning, we would go swim with dolphins. People would go kite surfing. It's just like there's so many epic things to do there that again, it's like you could kind of do the touristy things because it was such a drastic time change that you almost had like 3/4 of your daylight day to go do anything you wanted to go do. So mostly we were like active and doing stuff like that, or people like go to the beach for a few hours and then come back and work. So that lifestyle was a little bit different, especially because I was with so many people working those different hours that I migrated. I was still going to sleep at like 11 midnight. So I just was more compact work, or I might do a little bit of work in the morning when I woke up before hiking. And then, you get your hours in when you want. But yeah, that was like the day in the life there. It was super different of just kind of like waking up, living a touristy life for a little bit during the days, working at night. We would try to like go to dinner. I think we would cook a lot of dinners and just kind of eat there because a lot of people were just like at home working. So it was super chill. And then, you have the weekends to do really epic activities and like check out different islands and go on sailing catamaran boats. But there, I think I wanted to share this as an example because we were doing so much just like during the actual day. It was more of like your stereotypical, like this person's not working. You're doing all the things during the day, but people are working late into the night there.
Yeah, there's something to that. I remember thinking I was going to hate that late start because when I was working Eastern Europe hours, I'm like, because I was working for a company the first time that I did that. And I thought, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to like that because I'm typically a morning person. But you use all of your like awake energy, your good energy, on doing cool shit during the day. You know, like you go out for breakfast and lunch, and you just go explore around, and you've got until I don't think I'd start work until like 3 o'clock when I was in Romania and Georgia. That was great. You had so much time to do fun stuff. And then when the sun's going down, you're like, oh, well, it's a weekday. At this point, I'm not going to do a ton of nightlife stuff anyways. So I'll just work until, I get tired and then go to sleep. And I was like shocked to find out how much I loved that late time zone.
Yeah, I think it gets tired. Like, again, if you were to say, like, move to Europe and work that time zone, I think it gets tiring because, especially if you're making
to do in the day. Yeah.
And if you have like local friends or like you miss out on, you're like, oh, I just want to go to dinner and like go to sleep at a normal, and you can't. So for those like select times where you choose to do it, and especially if you think about kind of like those European cities or places, it's like you can just be a tourist all day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And get so much. Like, you can pack your days with so many activities and sights and touring and walking around, or just even just sort of like going and sit at a cafe if you're like in France and be there or whatever, and then do your work day when it like gets towards the evening. So there's some real benefits to that, and it's cool that a day in the life can look like that instead of just like, oh, I wake up, I use use all your daytime hours and all your brain power, and at the end of the day, you're like, you just want to watch Netflix and go to sleep. It's kind of cool to do the opposite sometimes, where you use that time to go explore and do. And it's fun, even if you think about entrepreneurship. I had a good friend when I was living in Mexico. I will never forget when he said this. He was like, I don't have to till my digital fields during the day. Like, if you think about the 9 to 5 hours, the point was like you had to go and work in the fields when there was daylight and work it, and so you kind of had to, that's where that 9 to 5-ish sort of came from. And he was like, he liked to work at night regardless. He was like, I'm gonna go do fun shit during the day, and I'll work at night. I don't like when the sun's down and like there's not as like I don't know. It's just such an interesting. We're so ingrained that like everyone must work 9 to 5 and you must wake up and work during the daylight hours. But who's to say? I mean, if you're working for a company and that's when you have to work, that's when you have to work. But if you have a little bit more freedom, it's kind of fun to be like, what if you just bop around like a tourist during the morning, or go do some whale watching or hiking or exercise, or just go sit on a beach for 4 hours during the and chill, and then go do your work. It's such a mind fuck to me when I think about like how I used to be in like corporate world in New York and Los Angeles, and the fact that like we have the freedom to do that now still blows my mind. It's like it will never get old to me. So anyway, that's what you have to look forward to as a nomad.
Yeah.
And real quick, Jeff, before we go to the next one, I totally forgot. If you speaking of, if you're looking for a remote job and you don't yet have one, and you would like to live this lifestyle and try all these different time zones and places and experience each day in the life, and you don't yet have a remote job, go to beachcommute.com/email, and you can sign up for our daily email, which will send you fully remote jobs that are actually let you work from anywhere and hiring that day. We also have tips to help you find a job, get remote jobs, all of the tools and resources. So if you're not already on our email list, go to beachcommute.com/email if you want to get those remote job alerts. They're super, super helpful.
Okay, so I've got Puerto Escondido left. Do you have another one left?
No, we're good. That'll be the last one.
Okay, and then maybe a moment of bonus. We'll see. I kind of want to throw it into ChatGPT for a bonus one and see if it has any idea what it could possibly be.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Puerto Escondido, similar to the feels that you get when we're in Costa Rica and Las Catalinas. Sun's up, super early, and if you want to do any exercise outside whatsoever, you got to do it right then. Like, you got to do it.
Yeah, or you will fry in the afternoon.
Oh my god. Yeah, because if you get there in January, it's perfect. You wake up in the morning, it's like 72 and not terribly humid, but once you get to May, it's like 80 and 90% humidity at 7 a.m. So you just like, you have to do anything you want to do super early. And you kind of have to, like, you have no choice because the sun's up, the roosters are screaming. Like, you start your day early. That's just kind of the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
this is in Mexico, by the way, for anyone listening. This
is down on the beach, deep in South Oaxaca. Yeah, so you get your exercise done early. People typically don't. I mean, they do some like CrossFit type of stuff. Some people do a little bit of volleyball in the morning, but that's typically like later in the afternoon. People are doing sports and things like that. I would occasionally do pickleball in the morning, but not quite as often, just because you just absolutely roast. So you start working early. I usually start like in a cafe, but then you've got that period between like 11 a.m. and 3 where it's just so fucking hot out that you have to be indoors somewhere. So I'm either working from home or going to a co-working space with hopefully a lot of fans. And yeah, everyone's just kind of working the same exact schedule. It just makes sense because of the weather. You just don't want to be outside during that time, so you kind of just work straight through. And then you get to 4:30, and then this is just known. It was the same that we did in Costa Rica. It's like, okay, sunset's coming, shut the laptop, no excuses, get out there, you watch volleyball, play spike ball, sit in the sand and read. I do a lot of times, and the mezcal martini guy would come by, or no, it was like
come by on the beach.
It was like a coffee martini type thing. I don't know.
Espresso martini?
Espresso martini. Thank you. Yes. He'd have pre-mixed espresso martinis for $4, and he'd come by espresso martini. Like,
what is this magic man?
What is this magic man? Exactly. Who is this saint? And you drink that, and then just hang out with your friends for a little bit. You go to the Esquina at 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., something like that. And people need to understand what Esquina means, because it means a lot of things in different places. It's basically the same idea.
The corner.
It's the corner. It's the corner spot. And anywhere can really be a corner spot. This happened to actually be a corner, but the Esquina just means this is the divey little outdoor spot that we hang like we're in high school and usually drink a couple beers and eat some street tacos and just bullshit with friends. The Esquina means like high school, just bullshitting with friends outside, just talking shit.
So nice.
Talking
That's
about
the most underrated.
Yeah.
I wish that happened absolutely everywhere. It's like, I want to go close this laptop and go do that with my friends here right now, and there's nowhere to go and do that, and
you know
I'm upset
what?
about it.
That's the new business.
I was just thinking that.
Bring
Can we
the
just go around the
Esquina
world
back.
and make an Esquina everywhere?
Create an Esquina. The Esquina is okay. So the vibe of the Esquina is people pop in and out. It's not going and sitting down where it's a ceremonial thing. Hey, how you doing? People just drive by. They might hang for 2 minutes. Oh, no, I got to go. I'm on my way. But people are just flowing in and out.
Yeah.
Drive by as you can, and people. That's
See some
where
people,
you go.
Say hi, get your fill for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
or an hour, whatever you feel like doing.
And it's also the place where you make your plans. So nothing's going on. You go to the Esquina and see who's there. Like, okay, who's at the Esquina? And then everyone, hey, what's going on? How was your day? And then you make your plans from there. This is like the group.
Like dinner plans, or you mean like tomorrow plans? Or
dinner
plans,
whatever. You know, you just, if you need to figure out what's going on, you go to the Esquina, some people are there, and then...
I love this. This is like pre-cell phones, like what you had to do.
It is. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know where are people right now? I'm going to pop by the Esquina, meet some people, see what's going on. And then
That's
go
the
from there.
best.
We need to start a franchise
Okay.
of Esquinas.
Goodbye beach commute, new business starting today.
How do we make that a tank top drop? What goes with Esquina?
Oh, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on that for you.
Yeah, it's obviously got to be indoor, outdoor. It's got to be kind of like steps. You got to be able to sit on steps.
Yeah.
There's not comfortable chairs.
Yeah,
It's
it just recreates
floating.
the front porch stool, like
Yeah.
stoop, the New York, Brooklyn kind of like brownstone,
It's
like
stoop.
stoops, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, everywhere needs that, and everywhere does not have that.
I know. You need to be able to go inside and get some coconuts. When the guy would chop the coconut top off. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So the
There's a big
Esquina,
opportunity
very
here.
important. There's something to
Someone
it.
else is, if you're listening and you want to start this before we do, we'll be grateful it exists. Somebody please start this if we don't first.
Yeah, exactly. After that, you choose from the one of 10 restaurants you like to go to. And you're like, oh, we haven't been here in 2 weeks. How new and exotic. How fun. And you just...
Small town living.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of routine, but it's also, still feels exciting. And then you hop on your scooter afterwards and ride home. ChatGPT says you wake up thinking, why did I drink all that mezcal last night? And it
sounds like you.
It might
You said
might
that
just
a lot of times while you were living in PE.
You know
Jeff,
what?
What's wrong with you?
it might just be because it knows me. I don't know how much it knows PE. Is that what
Oh.
but this might be
Probably
projecting me.
you. I bet if I entered it, it wouldn't say that. It would be like, you get a coconut at 9 a.m.
Maybe. Dog walks into a cafe. No one knows whose dog it is. No one cares. The dog is the community. Dude, that's so
like Bali also.
so freaking true. Afternoon hits, time to surf. You go to Zicatella, and you shouldn't, because a wave twice your size slaps you back towards shore, like it's correcting your attitude. That is 100% true. You don't go there to learn surfing. You go there to get killed by surfing. You meet up with friends for a quick beach hang, which turns into 3 hours, 6 people, guitars, all of the stuff. And half of La Punta gathers by the water like disciples of Church of Dramatic Sky Colors. Yep.
Accurate.
Mezcal bars, random house parties. You scooter home and hope you don't hit a dog, a pothole, a sleeping cow. Yeah, exactly. That's so true.
This is awesome. I have a question, Jeff. So I've been thinking about this lately as I've been I got back from Costa Rica. I've been in Atlanta for like a couple weeks now. And I've just been thinking of do I want to stay here a little longer? Do I want to go to Playa? Or just thinking about how we're living life in Costa Rica. And when you're talking about the Esquina and just kind of lifestyle, we're like, okay, I'm just going to go, you watch sunset. There's just people playing volleyball. If you want to play spike ball, they're there. You go back and you check in with the people. You see who's who and what's where, and you make some plans. Do you think... sometimes I think about Atlanta and I'm like, am I just in a comfortable place where I'm not doing, do you think that exists anywhere? Or do you think, you're in the suburbs of California right now? Do you think it's not possible? Or do you think we just get, complacent in other places and don't seek out those things as much?
Oh, man. That's tough. I don't know. What does your gut tell you?
It's of both.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I wonder, I'm like, am I just not could I be making this a reality anywhere? Does this exist in Atlanta? Does it exist anywhere? But I don't I think no. Maybe it's just a million times. I don't think it quite does. I think you maybe have to seek it out. I guess if I was in Atlanta, if I want to go play pickleball, it's usually in a pay. I mean, there are some pickup things, but I'd have to go pay to this indoor place in winter right now, and there's nowhere I could just I could go right now to kind of the same way you were talking about Cape Town, there's some places that have the different stalls of food and market, whatever. But it's people aren't there to, it's people are there with the people they came with. It's not a place to go and be oh, let's interact. And I'm sure I could find somewhere, but it just, it doesn't seem like a lot of places lend itself to that just kind of casual drive-by, hang out, meet. Even in Costa Rica when we were there, it's there's the coffee shop, or you just walk into that little town, into the little square, and you just see who you want to see if you want to be seen or talk to people. And if you don't, you can just stay home. Yeah. I do think some places just lend itself more to that in these walkability little towns that kind of have hang spots. But sometimes I'm this has to exist in some way, shape, or form here or other places, but it just feels different. It feels more it has to be planned and bought and organized with your people, and not just oh, let's just go see what's what. Even if I go to the park where there's a lot of there's a big park here where there's always people playing softball and volleyball and this, but it's organized intramural groups who are there to play with each other. It's not oh, come play everybody, whatever. It doesn't feel like that here. I don't know, and it's I wish everywhere was more like that.
I think the actual geography has to lend itself to that for that to work. I mean, things can't be so far apart. People just you just don't want do I want to drive 40 minutes to go to pickleball? No. I mean, the same thing with the hiking. Do you want to drive an hour to go for a hike, or do you want to walk outside in Costa Rica and you're there? I would rather do that, because people don't want to spend their time in transit and queuing for doing shit. Point. They just want to. So it's got to lend itself. It's got to be kind of nearby, and it's also going to be cultural. Big cities, people don't hang. They're individualistic. They're just passing by. It's just I mean, I think mostly it's probably geography. Small towns just better for that. You recognize people in small towns too. You don't recognize anybody in a big city, so you never really form any of those connections. So I think small cities is the move.
I just love little small towns. I didn't think I would. I used to be such a city person, and I was New York, LA, this, my friends. And now I'm I just want a little small town, TV life, where everyone just, there's pros and cons to that, though. Everyone's up in your business. Everyone knows everything about everyone in those little towns, too. So it comes, and sometimes you don't want to see people, and you're fuck, I just want to walk down the street and cry today. And I don't want everyone seeing my business, and you can't avoid that in small towns. So there's pros and cons, but I like those small town. I think that's what I've learned traveling, is how much I love little small town, beach town, corner life, Anyway, that was my thoughts.
That's my evolution too. Okay, we've got a quick very fast bonus on Bucharest because I have no idea what it was going to say because that is
Romania.
Yeah, Romania. This is not a
So
digital
Jeff and I have both
town.
lived there. We were going to do this, but let's see what ChatGPT says, and we'll see if it's accurate to our experience
Let's
there.
see how we do. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Bucharest. Welcome to a country where the weather is emotional. Okay. First sounds you hear, a tram screeching by, a neighbor coughing aggressively. They're all smoking there. A stray cat arguing, straight up arguing with a pigeon. You check your phone saying, 2 friends from messages saying, is it snowing or raining or both? I wasn't there during that weather, so that's good. One Uber driver canceling. Oh my God. Yeah. One event invite for a techno night that starts at 1 a.m. I didn't do any of that, so I don't know. Oh, you had to a cafe.
I remember we went out one night. I was like, we went out one night, but I feel like it's like super empty and it was getting crowded as we went home at like 2 a.m. or something.
Yeah, I didn't do a ton. I went out a little bit, but it wasn't. Yeah, I'm not big on nightlife anyways. But you had to a cafe, one of Bucharest's 900 cafes. Look like they're all designed by someone who studied architecture in Berlin and feelings in Copenhagen. That's so true. The 900, yeah. Order your Nomad breakfast. Coffee is elite. How did it know that? I didn't tell it that. This is my thing. The price is shockingly reasonable. So true.
Knows you.
The Wi-Fi is so fast when you're working, it feels like you're illegally connected to NASA. Yeah, that's shocking. There's a group of developers next to you discussing blockchain. Yeah, probably from Cluj. And one mysterious guy with a ponytail is definitely either a startup CEO or vampire. No middle ground. Lunch, you go get sarmale, the cabbage rolls. Yep, absolutely love that. Food is phenomenal. Carbs are aggressive. You stroll through Old Town where everything looks like a hybrid of Paris and Gotham. I remember Old Town. Yeah, it's a little bit touristy. There's nothing. Yeah. Let's see. You get harassed by the weather when you sit down to work outside. Afternoon options are a terme, the giant wellness spot. Never did any of those. Cafe that turns into a bar at 7 p.m. Yep. Hole-in-the-wall wine bar with $4 glasses that slap. And techno night. So that's about, yeah, there's a lot of like late night stuff that I didn't really do much of. So you walk home past communist era catwalks, 3 stray dogs. Yeah, there's a 24/7 pharmacy open for no reason. See another one 20 seconds later. And you get home and your clothes smell like cigarette smoke, even though no one was smoking next to you. It's just the way Romania works, babe.
Those are pretty accurate. Yeah, I feel like our Romania life was pretty much just like,
yeah,
I don't know. It was a lot of recovery time. I feel like we just would like wake up, go for walks, work out in the morning, work from a cafe / home, and then like go for dinner and call it a day. It was like super simple living there.
You know what? The park was really nice. That might have been one of the redeeming parts of that. It was a beautiful park in the center of Bucharest.
Yeah, I like to like. I was like going for a lot of walks there. I would go a lot of walks in the morning, like around the lake, kind of like down the main streets, just wander. It was fun to kind of like wander through just apartments in town. It was a very bizarre place. I just kept walking around and being like, where am I? What is this? But yeah, you were working, I think, till like 10 p.m. or so there that time, or maybe later. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, because I was working with a company at that time.
Yeah. So anyway, that's some days some days in our lives and many different places, but hopefully you found this helpful. I can't believe we haven't done an episode like this. So David, thank you for this suggestion. If you have any other suggestions, anybody, write us in hello@beachcommute.com. It's really fun and it gives us a way, like, hopefully this gives you a better understanding of, like, depending on where you're living and what type of place and what time zone and how you can kind of organize your life and what it's really like. And it definitely depends on, like, your days are more exciting or your nights are more exciting, or maybe it's very regular and your weekends are epic. Like, it can be, or maybe you're just recovering, you know, in like a place or just taking it easy. So yeah, it can look like all different things, and it also depends on you as a person, what you like to do, your schedules, you're a morning person or you're a night person. Like, there's so much to take into account, but hopefully, I think a big thing to understand really is just like the different geographies, what they lend themselves to, and the time zones of whether you're like exploring or not, like bopping around during the day or working at night or vice versa. So yeah, anything else to add as we wrap up this day in the life episode, Jeff?
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is, like, there is no real day in the life of digital nomad because it depends on everything. It depends on, it depends on the person, depends on the time zone, what's available, what's around you. And I don't know. For me, it takes me a little while to figure it out if I haven't been there before. Like, I just don't know exactly what it's going to look like for me until I start playing around with it for like a week and struggle with like starting at this time or that time. And then eventually you kind of get into a routine. So I don't know, just a little bit of guess and check, I think.
Yeah, I love it. Well, if this episode helped you in any way, we'd so appreciate a 5-star review. Whether you're listening on Apple or Spotify, you can just leave the little thumbs up, stars, whatever's there. If you want to write a nice little comment, we love to read them. But even just the 5 stars really, really, really helps other people find the podcast. It keeps us going. So I always say, if you want to hear Jeff and I continuing on and you haven't yet given a 5-star review, it will help us continue on for more months and maybe years to come. Who knows? And we so appreciate every single one. And we love the comments on Spotify, all the interactions. It's like just so fun to get to hear from you guys and what you take from it, and that there's like real people on the other end. It really is such a joy for us to get to interact with you in any way. So we love that. And I think that's everything. Again, if you're not already on our email list, beachcommute.com/email. We'll send you remote job alerts so you can go explore your life, live in this way in all different places. And I think that's it.
So we'll see you again next week.